Welcome to Yoga Plus Therapies. I'm going to show you some exercises for your hands. It's really good for stiffness in the hands and to increase mobility if you have arthritis or anything like that. Please only go as far as comfortable. Just see if you can start small, if there's any super stiffness, and build up to it. So the first one is just hands together, greetings, namaste. And then you can get some lovely mobility just by moving the fingers and the wrists. So you just gently loosen your fingers a little bit here like that, a little bit down like you're playing the piano or like moving through water. And then you can move your wrists. So these ones are very simple. You can move slow, or you can hold the fingers together and move a bit quicker. And then the other way, slow, just soft, and then fingers together for a little bit more power. The next exercise, you put your hands on the floor and gently spread them out. So you start just stretching out the palms and fingers, just lightly placing them on the floor. You can keep them there, or you can go the next level where you actually isolate each finger. We'll do both hands together, one digit at a time. So starting from the thumb, you tap both thumbs about 5 times without moving the other fingers too much, like this. It's quite hard to keep the other fingers from not moving. So let's just try the next finger, index fingers, middle fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The ring fingers are really hard, so you really have to concentrate. And then the little fingers. Okay, we do it again. Index, middle, ring, little. After that, gently lift the palms and bring your fingertips lightly together, like you're picking up sea sand and letting it drift away. And then you lightly get the fingers exercised, like trickling down water down a water window pane. And you do that a few times, using your wrists to lift, and then gently moving the fingers with good control, very lightly. Let's do that once or twice more. So I'm just showing these to you, and if you like any ones of these, you can practice them on your own, because different people will have different areas that they can love. And then you just wave the wrists either crosswise or together, like your fingers are seaweed trailing in water. So you can do it either sideways or palms flat. Next, we have more mobility and a little bit more control. So we're going to take it very slowly, palms up, and we'll move little finger into the palms, one at a time. So 1, let the other 3 fingers remain out. Then 2, your ring finger, then join your middle finger, then your index finger, and then lastly the thumb rolls over. So you've got like a feeling like a light, soft fist. And then you reverse to open. Thumb, index, middle, ring, little. As you get more fluid, you can do it like with slow control, still one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I like to think like flower petals closing and opening. So you can go even faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, separating 5, 4, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's hard to do it and keep it separate. You want to sort of like clump them together. So that's really good to start nice and slow and very soft. Shake out your hands loosely. Now your fingers will be a little bit like you feel, oh, I've done a bit of work. So you want to feel like a massage, and we have special massage. So let's massage your, I'll do it with my left hand and you do it with your right hand. So take your right hand out and put your left hand underneath the wrist. The thumb gently finds a point in the middle of the wrist and gently circles that point. So it's like a pressure point. You want to feel some support on the wrist on the other side as well. This is called a bracelet around the wrist, and there's 2 more pressure points. One of them is on the side, so you just gently move your fingers into those points there. And the other one is on the thumb side, so you gently squeeze or press. It's like little depressions that you're finding there. That's nice. Then you just rub around, and then we do the other side. So that's the wrist points, just 3. 1 in the middle, few circles. 2, any side, thumb side, radial side, and then 3, the distant side. When you've finished, just gently rub out the wrist by rolling the hand and wrist, and that's the wrist. For the thumb itself, there's several points along there, but there's usually one major one which goes from one side to the other. So you take your hand in front of you, right hand in front of you like this. With your left hand, you're going to find that point by holding your thumb on the inside and your fingers on the outside, and then you start rubbing or squeezing gently. And it's a feeling like you want slightly digging in and pulling out or circling. It's about in the middle, near where below the webbing. Okay? And you find some of you might feel like, oh, you're going to jump through the roof. But because it's your own pressure, you know how much pressure to apply. Give that a little gentle rub and then do the other side. So there's several points there, and it's that one biggie that you go, oh, that's the point. That's really, really nice to release a lot of pressure in that area. If you can't hold your hand up, you can actually do it just gently against something this way or even lightly this way. It takes longer to find, but it's okay. Rub out your hands like you're a bit nervous, washing your fingers. We're now going to move to the fingers. This one we call milking the fingers, so it's like you're milking a cow or goat. You have to be a little bit careful if you've got joint issues that you don't press hard on the joints, you press in between the joints. So you're starting with the thumb, all around the base of the thumb, you gently roll. So you take your right hand there and your left hand around and you gently roll. Okay? You can even use your fingers like this to pull and milk, or you can just take your left fingers and press up one way to the thumb and then the other way. So it's going both ways, this way and this way. When you reach the thumb, you give a little press, and then with calm control, you can squeeze, or if the joint's okay, you can actually do a little pull. Then you move to the next finger. A little twiddle, and we don't have to go so slow. We can just go press, 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 twiddle, pull. Third finger, gentle little circle, and then press, 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 press. Careful of the joints in between. Pull. Ring finger, circle, massage in between those joints. Just press, release, and pull. Little finger, little circle movement, just gently loosening. Then press, 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 press. Little press or pull. Feel the difference between your hands now. Give it a little shake and feel, oh, does it feel better? Okay. We do the other side, starting with the thumb. Twiddle, 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 twiddle. Press, 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 press. Press, 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 press. Press or pull. Very lightly. Okay. Little second finger, index. You're pressing on both sides. And as I said, you don't have to use your fingers. You can just use like a hook, okay, inverted commas. You can go a little twiddle, gently stroke, stroke, and pull. Ring finger. I like to use all my fingers because my fingers are okay. And the little finger. You just want lots of blood flow and mobility, and then you wash your hands like you're a bit nervous or in between the fingers. Then we come to the tops of your hands and palms. So you keep your hands down here or here. Say your right hand's down. Your left hand is going to go in between the bones, very lightly massaging in the same direction as the bones to begin with. And then using your thumb or your other fingers, you go across. This one you have to, sometimes it catches on the bones. So you might have to go in little bits and pieces, or just slide your thumb across, or you can do it this way as well, so crossways. And you can do the same thing here. So it doesn't have to be a big deal. When you do this, there's a really, really important, gentle, lovely point here. Quite a soft point. So you gently rub that point right in the middle. It's quite big. And feel like energy is rising up. Oh, so relaxing. Very, very, very sensual. We can do it on the other side. You can actually do this point to start the whole program with, because it's such a lovely point. It wakes up your whole hand. So the back of the hands, again, you just gently rub, like you're massaging between the bones. And then you can go crosswise using your thumbs or your fingers, and then the same on the other side. Wash out your hands and your wrists and your arms. We'll use we'll do the arms and legs or something some other day, but I hope you find these helpful. Yes, thank you. Welcome again. So this is part 2 of mobility for hands, fingers, wrists. I'm going to teach you 3, they're called mudras, but they're quite complicated. Please don't make it complicated. I'm going to make it simple for you. So it's just for mobility of your fingers and wrists. The first one, we call it the elements. And what you do is quite lovely. You actually gently touch the tip of your thumb to each finger in turn. So this is like very softly touching your index finger to your thumb. You can pause here, feel so relaxed, and then you can gently stretch out and do the next one. Okay, and then the next one, and then the next one. And you can do it in this position. Again, you can keep going over and over again, repeating some gentle, relaxing song or chants that you know to help this healing process. Or you can do it this way. Just so you extend. So it shouldn't be too crabby. You want to gently get that mobility, extend where you can. So the first part was very useful in extending your hands, etc., to get this extra mobility. So they're like all the 5 elements. The elements are air, earth. I think I'll leave that for another day, okay, so for another video. Then the second one is the tiger's claws. So you imagine you're a tiger with little claws. So you do it the opposite way. Instead of stretching, you gently curl in. You draw your claws back, and then you throw the rubbish out, and then you relax. You draw your tiger's paws or claws back, and then you throw out and gently stretch. And then again, you draw your claws in, looking a bit tigerish, and then you stretch out. Let's do that twice more. So you just do what you can to get that lovely flowing mobility, feeling like a big cat. Okay, loosen up. The third one is very important for us. It's the fiery element to help and relax and soothe, or create some kind of inner fire in the belly. This is quite hard for people. You fold your fingers into the middle of your palm, thusly, and then the thumb should stretch up like you're saying yay. And you try it with both hands. Now most people will do this, so they'll kind of like go with the thumb forward. So if that's the case, you just do it like forward your fingers and gently, and you kind of like work the webbing a little bit with the other hand, and then you do it one hand at a time. And you can just do that. You can do various positions with this for power, or you can just just hold it here lightly in front of you. So we're going to finish the section here. There is a third section to follow, a little bit more deeper into mudras. I might do a whole mudra sections, yes. Thank you very much again. Namaste from James and Radhika and Yoga Plus Therapies. Welcome again. This is part to Yoga Plus Therapies. This is part 3 of specialized mudras. You can use them when you've got your fingers all supple and mobile, but they do have lots of meaning to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you about 10 mudras that we have chosen for this section. And James, who's off camera, is going to be telling you about their benefits and things like that. Okay, so let's get started. The very first one.
The use of mudra, with its name in Sanskrit meaning gesture, seal or attitude, can have a powerful effect on the mind to bring about calmness and stillness. You could try applying mudra to your asana practice once you feel confident with your basic practices. You can also do these practices independently, like a meditation. They are also great for your hands, especially if you have hand arthritis, to improve mobility and strength.
Okay, so what's our first mudra that we've chosen?
Jnana mudra.
Jnana mudra. So Jnana mudra is really great. This one is quite easy. You take your index finger and fold it in, and you take your thumbs just lightly over the nail. Okay, so you're just lightly holding this position. It's like you're saying yay. You can rest them on your lap, and the thing here is the only thing that's a bit difficult is you have to stretch your other 3 fingers out reasonably straight, not curl them in. So energy of the 3 fingers shouldn't come back. It should go out, the other 2. So let's just I'll just hold this here whilst James gives you some benefits.
Jnana, meaning wisdom mudra, is a powerful psychoneural finger lock which aids meditation and helps to keep you more focused when you're practicing meditation. It helps with the flow of energy called prana when you bring the thumb and finger together, producing a circuit which allows energy to flow back to the body and brain.
So that was Jnana mudra. Loosen up your fingers. The second one.
The next is a group of finger practices related to the 5 elements.
Okay, now they actually go in order, but the funny thing is, the first one starts from your ring finger, then the second one goes to the next finger, which is your little finger, then across to the thumb, then to the index finger, and last of all to the middle finger. So that's the order. So I'll show you the first one, and James will take you through. So the ring finger you fold back, and the thumb sits over the nail of the ring finger.
This is the earth element, Prithvi, and it is for balancing the earth energy. So it's very grounding and stabilizing. Use this earth mudra when you're doing balance practices.
It's really good in holding your balance. Wiggle out the fingers. The next one is your little finger. So your thumb folds over your little finger. And this is the water element, Jala Apa.
This practice is to create more of the fluid quality within your body.
Okay, so you have that. Wiggle out the fingers. Next one's really wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Fold all your fingers into the middle of your palm, and the thumb should stretch up. So you can have the hands here, 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 or even across here. This is the fire element. Okay.
Fire element, or Agni, is a very powerful practice for overcoming. So we use fire element when we need to persevere and when we need to engage that fire element within ourselves. You can actually use this practice nicely when you run to give you more endurance to keep going.
There you go. Loosen your fingers. So that was the third element. The fourth element is the air element. So you fold your index finger into the base of your thumb and you fold the thumb quite considerably over your rolled up index finger. The other three fingers can be a little bit looser.
The air element is related to the flow and movement within the body-mind system.
So release your fingers, give them a bit of a shake. The last one is spaciousness or the ether, where it's the middle finger. Now the thumb doesn't even have to touch, it can touch, but it doesn't, it's so refined, it doesn't even have to touch, it can just be there lightly. The other fingers can be gently folded in, not too much, but just relaxed.
So we do the air element most often when you're doing a meditation and you want to create that real clearness to mind.
Okay, so you got all those lovely ones. Loosen up the fingers. The next one is called Pataka. So I'll just show you. It's very simple. The fingers and thumbs are folded together. There is no gaps, no spaces at the back, side or front. The hands can be quite soft but lengthened, or using the wrists can actually be quite strong, okay, depending on your own flexibility, strength, etc. You can keep it here, 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 etc. Various places.
Pataka is a mudra to help focus and contain the energy, focus the energy through the palm and fingers. It's often used in some of the stronger yoga asana.
Now if you join the hands together, the two Pataka hands together, it forms another double-handed mudra.
This is often called the Namaste or greeting mudra. It is a very important practice used in yoga to bring balance between the two sides of the body, between the fiery right or the warm solar side and the calming, cooling moon side of the body. So it's a very integrative, and in a way it represents yoga, the union between sides or opposites.
You notice that we often start and finish the class with Namaste. Just a little aside, if you soften the hands, it forms another mudra called Anjali, which we might go into at another time, but it's just a softer version. Now, wiggle out your fingers. The next practice is 3 Pataka. So if you remember, Pataka was like this. 3 Pataka simply folds the ring finger, and you might have to use your other hand to help it, with excellent control. So all the fingers are together, not splayed out, and there's only one ring finger bent in half. So I will try it with both hands, so you can make the movements very strong. It's also related to the earth element as well.
Tripitaka Mudra is a very important practice for developing more strength within your arm. This comes about because of the way it turns the energy back within on that earth element side. But you have to first practice it and get used to it. Once you feel familiar with the practice, you'll be amazed at how it changes the feeling within your hands and your practices.
Wriggle out your fingers. It's a hard one to master, so practice, practice, practice. The next one is Kataka Mukha. It's third Kataka Mukha. So this is a bit tricky, so I'm just going to show you on my left hand, and you can try it on your right hand. You take a soft open hand, and then you you stretch your middle finger down, you fold your thumb and your index finger together, and then you stretch the last two fingers long. You can try it the other way as well, on the other hand, just quickly. You can do it another way. You can start with folding the thumb and index finger together, and then stretch the middle finger downwards as much as your capability allows, and the last two fingers stretch open. So you can use it to like load a bow, or you can have Shikara Hasta with the bow here, here, etc. Makes for quite a strong movement. Paradoxically, you can also use it to show some feminine aspects as well.
This is a great practice for focusing energy, but does require a little bit of practice.
Okay, the counter for some of these stronger postures is the swing or Dola Hasta. So you simply take your arms out, loosely turn the wrists down. So the wrists are like swings, swinging loose or in and out. The fingers are deceptive. They shouldn't be curled back. They should gently continue the flow. It's like the flow goes down one way and then continues like water dripping down. You can take your arms out to the sides as for meditating sage or...
This is a symbolic practice, and its most famous use is within the Shiva Nataraja dancer sequence practice. If you want to know more about that, refer to our Tantra Yoga sequence.
The Shiva Shakti sequence. It'll explain a bit more about some of these more esoteric practices. Okay. Next we have Bhairava mudra. This is really simple. You take your hands into Pataka very softly, slightly curved, slightly fingers open, and you open your thumb. Then you turn your palms up and place one hand on top of the other. The right hand is on top of the left at your center, and your thumbs touch. Now, you can have Bhairava with the right hand on top, or the more feminine aspect is Bhairavi with the left hand on top. It's not the female does one and the male does the other. It's sort of like inner aspects practice.
This is a meditation gesture which brings inner stillness, and the mind becomes absorbed in the unlimited.
No time to meditate here, so we'll just gently release this, this mudra and go to the next one, which is
the Yoni mudra.
The Yoni mudra. Now, this is a specifically feminine aspect, but of course can be done by both males and females. In this one, you take your hands and you just simply interlace your fingers like that, palms up. Then you do a neat little thing. You fold your thumbs over, stretch the index fingers forward, and then you stretch the thumbs out. Okay, so you bring it here or here in front of your lower body.
This mudra helps to keep the mind stable for meditation and aid inner relaxation. It also helps to direct the flow of prana upward, especially when you take the fingers turned back towards your abdomen. And this helps you to maintain the mula bandha and not collapse the spine.
So you feel this like this direct connection from mula bandha, your root lock, whatever they call it, traveling, the energy traveling straight up and down. I think we have some of this more in the Shiva Shakti program. Shake out your fingers. It's exciting. The next one is your Hakini mudra. So this is a very, it's like you're describing a ball of energy. So your hands are softly turned. The fingertips all touch, including the thumb tips. It's like there's a ball of energy there. You bring your hands in front of your chest, heart center, and meditate.
This is a nice practice to develop the sensitivity of prana flow. just lightly touch the tips of the fingers, and with time and practice you'll begin to feel the subtle tingle of energy between those tips. It's a nice one to conclude after doing an energizing yoga practice at the end as a meditation.
So let that go. Shake out your fingers. The next one is one of the hridayam, one of the heart mudras. This is a more traditional one where you start by taking air mudra first. Remember the one for air? You fold your index finger into the base of the thumb. Then you stretch the middle and ring finger forward to meet the thumb. And then the little finger is just sort of like hanging free or stretching out. You bring your right hand, my right hand, and your right hand, curled up and place it against the center of your chest, which is where our yoga heart is, more in the middle of the chest. The left hand can remain like same way, or you can just relax it down or take any other comfortable position here, whatever.
This is a really nice mudra to use for meditation, especially meditations associated with the heart, with compassion, or any of the heart positive feelings. It is also helpful for opening up the heart energy, and it completes the circuit of energy for the heart, so it may be helpful for heart health. It's often included in the heart yoga practice, and we encourage you to try this because it feels really, really good. It's very helpful for focusing as well.
I find it difficult to bring my left hand to my heart, but I suppose you can do both.
As a side, for those people that tend to find they get a bit locked up emotionally or holding tension in the shoulder or upper back area, the heart mudra and taking long, slow, deep breaths can be very helpful for releasing that tension.
Beautiful.
Remember, when you do these practices, be soft and gentle.
So, we have concluded our 10 that we've chosen, which comes to think of it, I think there's a few more than 10. So thank you so much from James, myself, Radhika, and Yoga Plus Therapies.